Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books and go beyond. I'm your host. I'm Renee. This is the co-host and official mascot of the channel. This is Raina. And we have another little co-host today. This is a little dog that I'm babysitting for, but I'm not sure what he's going to do. He's not as used to this routine as Raina is. But the snack of the day, which he definitely loves, is Grill House ribeye flavor little steak cubes. So I'll try to see what I can do so that you can get a look at him. But he's kind of a bouncy little thing, so I'm not sure how far we're. Here he is. Here he is. His name is Riley. Yeah, and he's very cute. So anyway, today is March 27th. And I won't post this video today, but I will post it soon. So certainly by the end of the month, because it is the video wrap up for the month of March in 2025. Now you can't see Raina, can you? We can't win here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each book now because I've already talked quite a bit about many of these books. And in some cases, I've even done a full review. And if so, I'll post a link to that in the description. Raina, go over there a little bit so we can see you, baby. No? Okay. That isn't going to work. All right, Riley, on over here. Maybe that'll work out. There we go. Okay, so now, what did I finish this month? Well, first, I finished the Maid by Nita Prose. This was a fun read, a cozy mystery with a lovable protagonist. It's very fast-paced. It has a nice mix of humor and even a little bit of sadness to it as well. This was one of my 5-star reads so far this year. I think you're getting the hang of this, Riley. I think you are. So next, I went back to Beartown. This is Us Against You by Fredrik Backman. This is the second book in the series. I was a little hesitant to commit myself to read this whole trilogy. I thought, I may just read the first book, which is called Beartown. But in the end, I also enjoyed this book, actually probably as much as I enjoyed Beartown. The characters are multidimensional. They're well developed. Dialogue is very good. The relationships between the characters feel real and believable. And I will read the winners very soon. Okay, let's put you over here. Will you sit? Okay. Excuse me. Good boy. Good boy. Good girl. Good girl, Raina. Okay. So where were we? Beartown. Okay. Next, I finished Call Us What We Carry by Amanda Gorman. Hopefully you'll remember that Ms. Gorman read her original poem at the inauguration of Joe Biden several years ago. It was a very inspiring moment. I wasn't sure that exactly what I was going to do actually with this book. When I first ordered it, I kind of thought that maybe I might just read some of my favorite poems for a couple of videos, but I ended up enjoying the book so much that I read each poem in the book from cover to cover. So also in that time, I discovered that it was a challenge book. So I reviewed it as a banned book. And again, I will put a link to that review in the description. So next I read Don't Cry for Me by Daniel Black. This is a wonderful novel. It's written in epistolary form through letters by a father to his son. And it's really interesting in just one generation how different the father and son's lives were as they grew up and came of age. So that was a really interesting aspect of this novel. Now, this one is told from the father's viewpoint. Isaac's Song is a newer book, and it is told from the son's viewpoint through his journaling. And both these books are definitely well worth reading. I thought they were both very good. And I will post a link to a full review of Isaac's Song below, because it was a book of the month, January, maybe, December. Next was Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaghy. This is an excellent thriller. It's a mystery set on a fictitious island off the coast of Antarctica. It's a very beautiful and atmospheric book. There's some wonderful description of the coastline, the ocean, the wildlife on the island. This was my March book of the month, so I have a full review, and I will post the link below. So now next is God of the Woods, also a book of the month, which went on to become the book of the year. This was included in my book of the month membership, and it has everything you want in a thriller. Dysfunctional family, a lurking serial killer, a missing child, dark woods, plenty of secrets, tension, and a strong desire on the part of a family with money to, protect their good name. So there's a lot going on with this one. And for me, this was one of my 5-star reads so far this year. Everyone told me I was going to love it, and they were right. This is a great thriller. Next was a nostalgic read for me. I'm thinking about actually doing a series on my channel about books I feel nostalgic about. This one is called The Secret of Terror Castle by Robert Arthur. This is now a reprinting of the book. It looked quite different back in the 60s. And this is the first in the series. It did begin in, I think, 1964. This series is called The Three Investigators. Now, there's been some renewed interest in this series recently because Robert Arthur's daughter, Elizabeth, is writing a new series of books that's updated for today's young reader, but they're going to be the same in terms of The Three Investigators. It was originally published as Alfred Hitchcock Presents The Three Investigators. And I think Alfred Hitchcock was actually a character in the books, but the reproductions have the name of a movie director that is different. I think it's just somebody fictitious. I did miss having Mr. Hitchcock in the story, but otherwise I did enjoy reading this book. I have the first one of the updated series on its way, and I wanted to compare it to the classic version. So yeah, more to come about that. Next is An Emergence of Green by Katherine V. Forrest. This is an author that I had never heard of, but I found several of her books in a used bookstore in Richmond. This one is about a woman who meets and falls in love with a female neighbor of hers. They begin a physical relationship, but one of the women is married. Her husband becomes very possessive of her, and he even goes so far as to turn abusive towards her. I enjoyed this book. I thought the characters were interesting, and we are privy in the book to their internal thoughts, and it's very insightful in that way. If you are appreciative of LGBT plus literature, this might be an author that you might want to explore. The other book that I purchased by her is totally different. It's part of a trilogy, and it's a fantasy sci-fi kind of thing. So let's see what I think after reading that one. So more to come on that as well. Next, I read Camino Ghosts by the man, John Grisham. This is a great book. It is the third in a trilogy that takes place on Camino Island, a fictitious island off the east coast of Florida. This series involves a book collector and seller who is very dedicated to supporting new authors. He invites them to the island to write, and he throws parties where they all meet and discuss their work and things like that. He's a bit of a scallywag. He's got some self-serving motives and self-serving ways about him. But in this one now, an author that he has sponsored previously on the island makes a connection with an older African-American woman who claims to own another nearby island called Dark Isle. She claims her ancestors were enslaved people who were able to escape slavery and live continuously in freedom on the island for multiple generations. The author wants to write a book about her and her history. Now, at present, there's nothing on Dark Isle. There's nothing on the island. And in fact, it was recently hit by a hurricane. So no one would otherwise be concerned, except it is Florida. So there's a developer who is showing interest in the island in order to create a resort, golf course, etc. So there's a nonprofit law organization that gets involved. They do work to preserve the environment and historic land sites and things like that. So that sets up the courtroom battle. But also, did I mention that the island is also cursed? Yeah. The first enslaved people to live on the island placed a curse on any white men who set foot on their island. And so far, the curse seems to be holding up. This is somewhat of an emotional read when it comes to the discussion of what happened to the slaves and their story. But also, it is kind of a fun read in some ways, too. This is closer, I think, to the typical Grisham than the other two books in this series. So, yeah, good book. Hold on for 1 minute. I need to get the final book that I'm working on for the month. Okay, last is Hatchet by Gary Paulsen. I'm currently working my way through this one. I'll probably finish it this evening. It's a juvenile, young adult book about a 13-year-old boy who survives a plane crash only to find himself alone in the Canadian wilderness with only a hatchet that he received as a gift just before he got onto the plane. It's got a nice hook to it. It pulls you right into the action. And I like the author's style of writing as well. This is a banned and challenged book. So I'll do a full review soon, and we can talk about the bans and challenges and, find out what and why they may be. So that is March in a nutshell. And soon I will post my plans for my April TBR, and we can talk about a whole new set of books. So that will be fun. If they're half as good as what I've read so far this year, I'll be thrilled. I'm in 4 to 5 star land here. So, yeah, all the way. Good reading. Now, as for you viewers out there, I hope you will subscribe if you have not already. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And I will see you again soon. Let's have one more snack for the road. I don't know where my other little, oh, here it comes. There's one for Raina. This probably got knocked all over the place. Let's see if he'll come up for one. Goodbye. Come on over here. Come on, buddy. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. Easy. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Yeah, say bye-bye. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.